Good afternoon. Can everybody hear me? My name is Lyle Puppe. My grandfather is John Puppe. He's buried in the cemetery right behind us. My father was Carl Puppe and Celia Puppe from Goodhue, Minnesota. And my brother is Gerald Puppe, who is with us here also. That is all that is in our family. At this time, I would like to introduce Pastor Sublime.
Good afternoon. As a veteran who has served in the United States Navy, currently the vacancy pastor for St. Paul Evangelical Lutheran Church, I am proud and honored to be here today. Today we thank God for the light of Christ, which He so abundantly poured forth upon us. And we remember our veterans, our brothers and sisters in arms, those living and those who have died, whose bravery and heroism has cleared the way for us to be able to worship as we do today. What they have done, the sacrifice they have made, cannot and will not be erased from our memories. Those who rest in peace now pass the torch to us. They speak to us today. Remember me. Though battle-scarred and weary, I have fought and died. I have fought for the freedom to say, I am an American. I am a Christian. And so we ask God for His blessings upon this event in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Everyone rise, please, those that are able to. Thanks to the American Legion Autumn Post, Ball Post 168 of St. Thomas, the Autumn Ball Post has been relentless and faithful every year by placing American flags on grave sites, calling out the names of the fallen comrades, executing the 21-gun salute, and playing the taps here since St. Paul's first veteran was buried here. Thank you, Commander Richard Buchholz, a Purple Heart Vietnam veteran, and your comrades for your on duty. We will now have the national anthem. We will have the posting of the colors.
Color guard, hand cut. Right shoulder arm. Forward march. Color guard. Halt. Post color. Pope. Hold up.
Please remain standing. Leading us in the pledge to the flag today is a very special young man who recently graduated from St. Scholastica. Kyle Cash is the grandson of our fallen comrade, Captain Ed Worman, a Green Beret, Special Forces, killed in Vietnam on June 1st, 1971.
At this time, I would like you to give your full attention to the United States flag. Men not in uniform, please remove headdress. Place over left shoulder with hand over heart. Persons in uniform, please render the military salute. Follow me after I begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
You may be seated. Today we have with us Orville Simonson, North Dakota Commander of the American Legion. He is a local man from Mountain, North Dakota. And the folding chairs that you're sitting on today are compliments of the American Legion. I also have received 3 letters that were received for our occasion here today. One is from Senator Dorgan of North Dakota. One is from Earl Pomeroy, a member of Congress, and Kent Conrad, United States Senator. If anybody wishes to, I will have them after the ceremony. At this time, we will honor and recognize all veterans and Gold Star mothers of St. Paul's. A family representative will place a miniature flag on the wreath at the front of the podium. Any other family members that wish to come up besides those that have been designated are welcome to come up. Clarence Anderson. Family representatives are Daryl Anderson, son. Harvey Breezy. Flossie Breezy, her widow. Marvin Breezy, Kenneth Breezy's son. Gerald Coulthard, killed in action. Rosalie Wendelbo, sister, and twin grandsons, Derek and Dylan. Last name is Sunby. They are also up here for Raymond Coulthard and Mrs. Louise Coulthard. Mrs. Louise Coulthard was the Gold Star mother. Definition of a Gold Star mother is a mother who has lost a child in the military service, be it male or female. Laverne Dusterhoff, Donna Seward niece. Arthur Felt, Judy Hildebrand niece. Daniel Felt, Deanna Sturluson, sister and mother Divina Felt. Shane Gainsley, Fred and Linda Gainsley, mother and father of Shane. Helford Hargy, Phyllis Haas, daughter. Howard Lee Hargy, Michael Hargy, son. Nephew. Lauren Hargy, William Hargy, son. John Pete Hargy, Jean Scarrow, daughter. Wallace Hargy, Ethel Hargy, widow. And son Roger. Joseph Heichert, Richard Heichert, son. John Heichert, grandson Ryan Heichert and his family. Marvin Kepner, Dennis Poppenfuss's first cousin. Ferdinand Poppenfuss, Mildred Hargy, niece.
You know Danny Papter?
Elmer Puppe,
He's about my third cousin.
nephews Sidney Puppe and Gerald Puppe. Doris Puppe, Audrey Puppe, widow. Lester Puppe, nieces Doris Kors and Anna Einerson. And sister Mildred Nupdal. Willard Reichert, Phyllis Haas, widow. Mrs. Louise Puppe Reichert, Gold Star mother, Orville Reichert, son. Edward Summer, Laverne Summer, cousin. Edward Werman, killed in action, and Mrs. Helen Werman, Gold Star mother, Edward's sister Linda Carpenter, all of Edward's brothers, Carl, Donald, and Marvin. Walter Keith Bud Archie has been missed off the listing. Louis Puppe, Dolores Wolf, daughter. At this time, we'll have the recognition and laying of the wreath for Vietnam veterans killed in action, performed by the Honor Guard and the 188th Band. In military respect, the Guard will proceed to the grave site of Edward Gorman and Gerald Coulter, both killed in Vietnam. In precision demonstrating full respect and honor, a member of the armed forces will approach the grave site, place a wreath at the fallen comrade's burial site. There will be applause, followed by military hand salute, applause, and a retreat.
Jim Puppe, and he threatened to kill me if I didn't come up with it. So it was either come up with it.
Unveiling of the Lester and Elmer Puppe Memorial, followed by the presentation of the flag and medals to Mildred Nuttall, sister of Elmer and Lester. My aunt, who lives in Grafton, in a nursing home. The flag and the military medals were presented to Mildred Nupdahl by Brigadier General Spudland. I'd like to introduce our guest speaker of the day. Russell Puppe is a true native son of this area, which includes St. Paul's Church. Russell was raised on a farm about a mile and a half to the southwest. If you looked around those trees, you'd be able to see the farm right straight over there. Russell attended a one-room country school, which of course is no longer here, and that was right straight back that direction. So I can say Russell is truly a native son. Russell was baptized and confirmed right here at St. Paul's. Upon high school graduation, Russell received an appointment to the United States Naval Academy, where he graduated in 1966 with a degree in engineering. He also holds a master's degree in business administration. Following his commission into the U.S. Navy and having a fleet assignment, Russell served in Vietnam as an officer in charge of a swift boat. During the Vietnam War, Russell twice sustained combat wounds and was awarded 2 Purple Hearts. He was also awarded the Bronze Star for Valor. We are honored to report Russell's 97-year-old mother, Bernice, a current member of this parish, is in our midst today. Also present are all of Russell's siblings. They are sister Alice from Portland, Oregon, brother Gerald from Kansas City, Harvey, who operates the family farm, and Dennis from Missouri. Russell now lives in Ohio with his wife, Debbie. And yes, Debbie is here too. Russell and Debbie have 2 married children, Susan and Kevin. Kevin and his wife, Jen, and Susan and her husband, Mark, are both expecting children in October. So Bernice will be great-grandma twice in the month of October. Russell's son, Kevin, from New Jersey, is also here at the program. So Russell, what great support you have from your family. You also have many, many Puppe cousins and friends here. In fact, let's have a show of hands of how many actually know Russell Puppe. Thank you. This is wonderful. Now let's put our hands together and give a warm welcome and return home to Russell Puppe, my cousin.
Thank you so much for that kind introduction. And it's a great honor to be at home here again with family and friends. I just got one thing to say. All you folks that raised your hand after we're done here, you tell my mother what a good boy I was. And if you think of something bad, it was my brothers or my cousins that did that. You know, it's one thing to have a great vision, a great idea, and that's worth a lot. But when you take that great vision, that great idea, and turn it into reality, that's priceless. And I want to just take a moment to thank Lyle Puppe, Jim Puppe, John Puppe, the committee that put this program together today. Give them a big thank you. This program has been a great honor and tribute to Lester and Elmer Puppe and for all the veterans of St. Paul's Church. as well as the families that supported those veterans. It is with some irony, the day I got the call to speak, my mother-in-law passed away. And she was the greatest supporter of the military and the veterans that I ever knew. She was a World War II bride. She had 2 small children and was left alone while her husband went to fight in Europe, and he was gone for 3 years. Fortunately, he came home, and because he missed the growing up of his young children, he wanted another child. That baby boomer was a girl, and 36 years ago became my wife, Debbie. Love you, Debbie. The program started today with an invocation and a request from God. Then we moved on to our country and had the presentation of the flags and the Pledge of Allegiance. Then we paid tributes to the families. That is the proper priority and the sequence it should be. And that is the way I'll make my remarks today. My God, my country, my family. God is the creator of this universe, of this great land. He is our provider and our protector. By his grace, we have eternal life. This church, St. Paul's Lutheran Church, started 125 years ago. The early settlers, many of our ancestors, left their family and friends to come to this area to start a new life. They also wanted to continue to worship and praise their Lord and Creator, so this church was born. I relate this to the serviceman. He leaves home. He leaves his family and friends, goes to unknown areas, and may sometimes end up in strange lands. Hopefully he takes God with him as his provider and protector. We know God does not let him go alone. God has promised, I am with you always. I think some of the most moving pictures from our military are the scenes of soldiers as they've circled, gathered to pray before going into battle or after they've returned from battle. Or of a religious service on the fantail of a ship as either the sun is setting or rising. Or the chaplain providing service to our wounded veterans in a military hospital. Yes, some die in battle, and we don't know why that happens, while some of the others return home from the battle. God is in control, and we don't know his plan for our life. However, in all we do, we should look to God first and thank him for the blessings and freedoms we have in this great country of ours. This country had its foundation on a Judeo-Christian principles. As stated in the Declaration of Independence, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Not all the founding fathers were individually or personally Christians, but nevertheless, they founded this country on the foundation that there is a God, he is our Creator, and he gave us those inalienable rights. This belief has given us the freedoms that we still have and enjoy today. The same freedoms that are being used by some to attempt to destroy those freedoms. Think of our attacks on In God We Trust, remove under God from the Pledge of Allegiance, and all the issues about separation of church and state. My country, the inalienable rights and freedoms are not free. Throughout history, the serviceman, the veteran, has been the center player in obtaining and preserving those freedoms. From the beginning of the Revolutionary War and continuing on to our modern day battles, the military mission is to preserve and protect our rights and freedoms. All veterans we honor today did their part to preserve those freedoms. All service personnel take an oath of office. In part, that oath states, I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I'm about to enter. So help me God. As a war veteran, they put their life on the line for their country. And notice, our country asked the service person to invoke the help of God. The Bible states in John 15:13, greater love has no one than this, that he lay down his life for his friends. And I believe the veterans' friends include his country and its citizens. Many around the world don't have the freedoms that we enjoy here in the United States. In fact, many around the world envy these freedoms. We see this envy and this desire to live here as our leaders struggle with our illegal immigration. And what should our immigration policy be from other nations? So many others want these freedoms and the blessings of this great country. Elmer and Lester Puppe are buried in Italy. They are not alone. There are 70 other young men from North Dakota buried in that same cemetery. All of them dedicated to preserving our freedom and helping others obtain their freedom. Once again, we don't know God's plan, why some died and others came home. However, we can honor them and give them thanks for their service, and we can also suffer and grieve with the family and friends they left behind. Protesters like to say, war is hell, bring our troops home. Let me tell you, all the veterans I know very much agree with those protesters. The devastation to the land, the cities, and families is horrendous. I don't have to tell you this. Through modern television technology, you see that every day. The evidence is clearly displayed in your living room. I've got to tell you a little side story about war is hell. While I was in Vietnam, I was passing through Saigon and had the opportunity to have a conversation with a Air Force colonel. And that time a colonel was several ranks higher than I was. But anyway, he stated to me, and I quote, I thought I spent my year in hell, but now I have orders to an air base in Grand Forks, North Dakota. He was not too receptive to my comments about the great people of North Dakota and the unique beauty of this land. I also tried to convey to him that at times, Grand Forks, North Dakota, I think was a lot colder than hell. The protesters say, bring our troops home. Again, the veterans agree with them, as they all have that longing and desire in their hearts to get home soon. However, the soldier is dedicated to the task at hand, follows his orders, and fulfills his mission with pride. Their family comes after their country. The positive aspect of all this protesting is because of the work of the serviceman or the veteran. The protester has the freedom to conduct the protest without fear of reprisal. They have the freedom to speak out in opposition to what their country is doing. War is hell. We would like to see our troops home. In the current war on terrorism, the radical Islamic terrorist has vowed to destroy the Judeo-Christian culture, not just here in the United States, but around the world. We need to continue to fight this battle. Whether you are for or against the war, you have the right and the freedom to speak out. Just remember, somewhere, someone, some veteran, some serviceman has fought and is fighting to maintain your freedoms. And this brings me to my family. Mom, I heard you worried about me while I was in Vietnam. I know you did, and I think you still worry about all us kids today like every mother does, and we love you for that. However, honestly, I don't think I was worrying about your worrying about me. I don't think any veteran really thinks about the worry that their family has. They have to be focused to the mission at hand. They are fearless, feel invincible, and a strong feeling to support their military unit. They have the desire to go where the action is and serve their country in the best way possible. Today's military service is an all-volunteer service. I attend occasional meetings where military leaders are the presenters. They all comment on the exemplary job our young men and women are doing today. We can sleep well tonight because of the commitment and protection these servicemen and women provide. But family is important during times of military service. Those letters from home, those care packages from friends and unknown friends are important. Let me say again, thank you to St. Paul's Church. While I was in Vietnam, you sent me a care package. I think it was supposed to be for Christmas, and I believe you had to send it in late October, early November. Well, I got it in February. The fruitcake, which was to be a Christmas fruitcake, was a little blue, a little green, and very fuzzy, but so what? I thank you for thinking of me and praying for me. How do we honor a veteran? We have monuments and we have parades. We have Memorial Day, we have Veterans Day, we have songs and we have movies, and we have our national cemeteries. I feel a great way to honor a veteran or service person is just to say thank you. When you see a service person or recognize a veteran, look them in the eye, shake their hand, and say thank you. Thank you for serving my country. Thank you for protecting my freedoms. We pay tribute to all our veterans and active duty service personnel here today. We thank you for your service. President Kennedy stated in a speech to the starting class at the U.S. Naval Academy in 1963, ask any man who may be asked in this century what he did to make his life worthwhile, I think can respond with a good deal of pride and satisfaction. I served in the United States Navy. We can change that quotation a little bit and say to all of us veterans, we can respond with pride and satisfaction. I served in the United States military. Our focus is on Elmer and Lester Puppe. Along with the puppies in that faraway land, we have The Ultimate Sacrifice by Edward Werman and Gerald Coulthard. Along with them, I'd like to say thank you and pay tribute to 3 sailors who are on the swift boat with me. Thomas Holloway from Newcastle, Indiana, Dewey Decker from Ionia, Michigan, Richard Stindle from Beloit, Wisconsin. As we say in my swift boat group, they still remain on patrol. They were killed. My boat was ambushed a couple times during missions in the Vietnam Delta. Likewise, Elmer, Lester, Edward, and Gerald remain on patrol. Because these men went on patrol before us, and because of our veterans and our servicemen and women today, we continue to enjoy the freedoms, and we can sleep easily at night knowing we are safe and secure. Many of us don't think about this. An occasional reminder is good for us. We can continue to enjoy the freedoms and blessings of this great nation because our veterans and our servicemen. May God continue to bless St. Paul's Lutheran Church, the United States of America, and all its leaders, our veterans, and our servicemen and women, wherever they are, and the families that love and support our servicemen and women. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Russell. At this time, I'd like to have Major General Udlin come forward.
If I'd known I was going to be promoted today, I would have asked my wife to come with. On behalf of the Governor of the State of North Dakota, Governor John Hoeven, and the Adjutant General of North Dakota, Major General Sprincenatic, I want to thank you for allowing the North Dakota National Guard to be part of this just wonderful ceremony here today, honoring veterans and, quite honestly, honoring veterans' families. My remarks are really simply limited to reading a letter to you from Governor Hoeven. As many of you may or may not know, Governor Hoeven and General Sprincenatic are in Jamestown today as we're sending off another unit from the North Dakota Army National Guard, the 817th Sapper Company, on its way down the road, and eventually they'll make their way to Iraq sometime, probably late summer, early fall. That's the second company we've sent out this week. We sent out a company from the 164 in Minot earlier in the week. So they send their regrets, and I'm sure they didn't think I was going to be promoted here today, but in any event. This is to the St. Paul's Lutheran Church anniversary celebration and tribute to veterans, June 9, 2007, St. Thomas, North Dakota. Greetings from the Office of the Governor. Thank you for inviting me to attend the 125th anniversary celebration of St. Paul's Lutheran Church and the special tribute to veterans. Unfortunately, I am not able to be with you today. I'm in Jamestown attending the send-off ceremony for the 817th Sapper Company of the North Dakota National Guard, another reminder of the sacrifice made by a brave few so that all of us can live in a free and democratic society. The veterans and former members of St. Paul's Lutheran Church you are honoring today also sacrificed for this state and nation, some giving their lives so that others could be liberated from tyranny and persecution. Their service has left an indelible mark on this country and the world, and I commend you for all you are doing to ensure their sacrifice is never forgotten. Throughout the past 125 years, the members of St. Paul's Lutheran Church have made important contributions through their ministry and stewardship, and stepped up when their country needed them. You should be proud of the impact your church has had on your community, our state, and this nation. Best wishes, sincerely, John Hoeven, Governor, State of North Dakota. Again, thank you very much for having us here today.
We will now have a hymn played by the 188th Army Band, Eternal Father, Strong to Save.
Let us pray. Most gracious and merciful God, you hold all the power and might of this world in your hands. You raise up rulers to govern the people in every land. Watch over this nation, its rulers, and all the people. Give wisdom to our president and all his advisors, to the members of Congress and all who serve to execute justice in our land. Guard and defend our soldiers, whose lives are in peril. Give them courage as they enter into battle, and comfort them through your word with the good news of forgiveness, life, and salvation through Jesus Christ. We especially ask you to hold your protecting hand over those who are being deployed from Jamestown today, and to be with their families during their absence. Send your holy angels to guard and defend them from harm and danger. Grant wisdom to our military commanders, that their plans may lead to a swift conclusion to this conflict with a minimum of casualties. Comfort the families of our soldiers who have been killed, wounded, or taken prisoner. Give them lasting peace as they are reminded that you will never leave them or forsake them. Help us to remember that freedom still comes at a price, and the sacrifice of those who gave their lives stand for valor, commitment, and determination. Watch over as well the civilians in war-torn countries. Enable us to provide for their physical needs, that they may dwell in peace and safety. Grant us opportunities to bring the saving news of Jesus Christ to their country, so that they may know the ultimate peace of sins forgiven by the blood of Christ. Hear us for the sake of your dear Son, who taught us to pray, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from